guys need to salt your thing down. My lord. It's not a joke.
Reaction to losing something you value. Complicated grief is a reaction to like the negative thoughts or feelings that we have about some element of the loss. Almost like the loss stirs something up inside of us and it feels icky and the thoughts that we have about it are all negative. That's where complicated grief comes out of. And overall, if that doesn't make sense, just know that complicated grief is really born out of a negative belief or experience that we've attached to the loss. It could be a negative belief that we have about ourselves, or possibly the relationship that we had with the person who's passed away or is no longer in our lives. Instead of processing
I was like for a second, what is that? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's 1:15.
Right? And then when you're full of energy and you're good to go, does that seem like a big job? No. Okay? When you're really hungry, I mean, you could just eat like, a cardboard sandwich. Anything that's not moving is good, fair game. Right? Sometimes things seem like out of reach. Oh my gosh, I've got to make all that food. I've got to do that. I'm too tired. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, here you go. The experiments show, we've done research on this. When you're tired, it seems like a long way away. Makes sense, right? When you are, here's something for my hunters, a target looks farther away when your crossbow is heavier. So it affects the way you're actually perceiving a target. Because it's so heavy, it looks like that's farther away. The hill looks steeper with a backpack, or when you're really, if you're listening to Sad's continuity. All right. This is the tough one right over here. Are you ready? Blaze, this is your question. It's not a tough question, it's teasing. If you were to describe these figures, like what would you say about that? What would you say, what figure would that be? Or figures?
They look like horseshoes.
No? Just like,
See like 3 circles with like a white triangle over it.
thank you. How many people here put like a white, that you could fill that in and say, hey, look, that was like a triangle? Raise your hand if you like saw a triangle. Yeah. Because our brain actually likes to close this in and make like a figure out of it. That's how your brain's organized, to make sense out of the world very quickly. Sometimes we make mistakes with it. Like optical illusions. Our brain gets fooled when we have things like this happen. But basically, your brain's bringing order to the world by grouping things. Okay? Why don't you draw those on there, just for your own, like some kind of symbolism, either of one of them anyway. Do I have residential people in here? I think I do. Don't I? I have 2 of you. Architectural, residential, specialty. Gotcha. This is your question. I'm going to show you something here. And I don't say anything, nobody say anything at all. And the taste buds have all of the receptors in every single taste bud for all of the flavors. So it's your whole tongue that tells you flavor. Okay, and also it's your smell, it's the smell too. So let's go into your senses here. And the first one I would like you to write down is sweet. Universally, across the world, we like sweet. It gives us our energy, of course, and that's something that we tend to like. Another one is sour, so we've got a lemon picture here, and we're kind of careful about sour. Like, 'cause that could be an acid, a potentially toxic substance, so we're kind of cautious about that.
Permission to even process. These things can be triggered or resurface when something happens in your life. And the second cause is loss you feel responsible for. Like you did something to cause this. Like I said, some of those maladaptive or negative thoughts that we can have can be like, people always leave me. This is all my fault. I did something. So that can obviously lead to complicated grief as well. And number three, it could be from invalidated loss. And invalidated loss occurs when you feel your grief is, disproportionate to the situation, meaning when you really think you're overreacting and you're judging your grief instead of allowing yourself to feel it and validating the experience. And this could be because of the circumstances surrounding the loss or the ways others react to your loss or the culture in your family about grief. It can happen when you compare losses or when certain emotions in the grief process feel like off limits. And I want you to get the most benefit out of your therapy. And I've heard from some of you, as well as some of my clients, that their experiences have been terrible. You're telling me things, and I'm like, you're kidding me. That happened in real life? IRL? No. So, the first thing I want to talk with you about is boundaries. Now, I know I talk a lot about boundaries with friends and family and keeping you safe when you have maybe some toxic people in your life and how boundaries can be important in our recovery. But boundaries can also be important in therapy. Because you can't, as a therapist, I can't tell my clients, you can call me anytime and I'll get right. I like you, I can tell you things, and this will work out. And then the real therapy can begin.
And that's exactly what happened to me. I actually didn't find like a therapist that really fit for me until I was like 24, 25, and I had moved to Los Angeles. How much do you think is finding the right fit and being ready to do the real work?
A lot of it is the click with the person. But if we're already really open and willing to work, we're already more apt to try to make it work with that therapist.
Do you ever find that people have come to therapy and you see that, the work is laid out before them, everybody's ready to go, but they haven't made the decision to really start to try and change the way they perceive and live within their lives?
All the time.
Really?
Yeah. And sometimes I'll even tell people, I'm like, we've been working really hard. I've been giving you a lot of homework. I believe in a little therapy homework. Not like, you have to write all this down and do this, but it's like, try to do this week and then report back how it felt. And I think that's really important. And so
don't know what I swallowed. Next thing I know, I'm across state lines, and I believe terrorists are everywhere.
Well, at that point, I was just, whatever's happening in my brain, it can't get worse than this.
Oh, yes, it can. Yes, it can. It can get worse, but the good news is it can get a whole lot better. In almost every one of these situations, we have an ingestion of some type of drug, narcotic,
Absolutely.
Whatever, and then she has a bad reaction to it that is psychotic in nature as defined by both hallucination and delusion.
She's good for a while, and then she goes back out, and she comes home, and she's psychotic again because she did drugs again. We just can't. The first
Do you want
time.
to know why she's doing that? Oh, I can tell you why she's doing it.
Okay.
With great specificity, and I'm going to do that after the break. We're going to get very clear when we come back. Here's the deal, and I'm going to tell you this as best I see it. There is such a thing as drug-induced psychosis. That's not
I don't know.
Wrong finger, honey.
Where's the ring go? I think this one. This one. Guy, you saving up for a ring? I don't know where ring goes.
Yes, that's the figure, Michael.
Put your pinky rings up to the moon. You heard that, right? I've never heard that. That did not sound like Bruno Mars at all. That's Bruno Mars.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. Guys, that's going to be it for PFB. We got to hug it out while you're leaving, man.
Aww.
The last goodbye. I will be there. All right. Let it out, dude.
I can tell Michael really wants to cry.
Okay. I'm crying because I'm going to miss this. Okay? Members only? What's the name? I'm going to cry. Please be seated.
Thank you all for coming to honor the love between Cole Turner and Phoebe Hedgerow. Before we get started, I must ask, is there anyone who has just cause why this couple should not be united in
And grandmother Michelle, ordering her out-of-control antics will land her in jail, or even worse, get her killed. Here's what happened so far. Take a look.
My 14-year-old daughter Destiny is disrespectful, violent, and aggressive. She's become so out of control and has some major attitude. The only reason why I'm here is because it's lost her here or lost her here. Feel like I'm trying to be around.
Oh, dear Larry. I found her again. Are you okay? And this is what we have here. All right. I wish I could talk to you right
Good night,
now,
guys.
but I'll talk to you in a few minutes. I want to talk to mother and grandmother backstage.
And the cake batter latte was pretty good. I had it blended. That's where I was today at Bigby.
And are you still on it, or have you?
No,
Okay.
no, it took me off. I realized that was mentally wonky.
Yeah, and it was causing the intense hunger where it like never fulfilled that feeling. Yeah, and that's very
I was at
common.
work and I got like a few different bags of chips, different bottles of sauce, box of cookies, like a little tin of cookies,
Mhm.
and just like eat that. And I just like once in a while if I had to go get something, I just like pick some more stuff up, put them on the Zamboni, and I would push it around the store, and I would put them all in there, and while I was pushing it, I would eat.
Wow, and it was, yeah, insatiable hunger is actually a side, like a lot of people have that side effect. I'm glad they took you off of it, because that can,
Oh yeah.
it can be really difficult, even if you don't have an eating disorder. Like you're saying, you never remember even thinking
nose. I really have to blow. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Ah, come on, come on. Alright. Get used. I don't know if you can do it. Oh. Remedy. Oh, that felt so good. Alright. Gotta get the carpet downstairs. Alright. Gotta get one towel first.
Because I'm no good at, like, making our face.
Click here.
Okay, so, I do.
What are you little homies looking at? And now I have the dogs. Marley, where are you? Marley? Marley, want to go to the beach? There it is. Marley got in a party with a cat. I gotta show you. Marley, you want to show us the scar? Little homie. Here's the deal.
So what day is it, guys? It is the 5th of March, a Tuesday. So I did a quick little shopping to get more stuff, like peas and carrots and stuff like that, and to make more of that dish I ate up on Sunday or Saturday. So I'm gonna make it again. So sorry, I need to wipe myself. I've been on the toilet, so I better take my shower soon too. So yeah. Nothing new going on here. I'm gonna just look at the chapter real quick without the natural reader and just look at it and stuff. So, this is all for now. Y'all. Well, actually, you can put it right here. I can move this over here. That little star piece. Move it up more, I think. Just leave it.
I know that.
Let's take a quick break here. Colleen recently told her family she was diagnosed with cervical cancer and is undergoing chemotherapy treatment. But her sisters believe this is just another lie to get attention. So, who's wise about having cancer? We'll delve into more of this when we come back.
I feel like Colleen's lies have escalated beyond belief. Colleen had said that she has cervical cancer. She went as far as saying what stage of cancer it was and that she was being treated with radiation. We were wondering if that was just a ploy for attention because she has had a hysterectomy.
Oh, here we go. Cracked it a little bit. Fucking felt so good.
Marie and Jackie say they are sick and tired of their sister Colleen's constantly crying wolf. They claim she twisted her.
Yeah.
The way you're standing still there, I want to just lay on the floor and make love to your shadow. Not really. Run my fingers through your hair, hold your ear, and I tip that pussy up. Because tonight, girl, all of me wants.
Good morning! Say good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Here, starting the vlog today, we had big plans, but Brian's sick. I actually shared the story on my Instagram because it was so funny, but he was complaining all night that he was so cold, he was shivering. Make sure you guys subscribe to our channel, click that subscribe button, and the bell notifications so you get all of our notifications in your feed. I was like, I'm not turning the heater on. I hate turning later on at night, it makes me feel so like hot and sweaty. I checked him this morning and he had a 102.7 degree fever. I'm hoping it's not like flu, but it might be what these boys had, because Ben had a fever like that one night. Sorry, on my so bad. He's sick, and like I said, we had big plans today, and so I'm gonna just do my plans, but Brian's gonna rush home and hopefully start to feel better. Papa decided to come along, and I needed gas, so Papa was so nice to get me gas. I do have a few errands we gotta run, and so we're just gonna have to come along with us, but we do have fun plans as well. Papa's here, and he just got us gas. Yay!
Yeah, you all have gas.
Oh, no farting back there, okay, boys? I just have to say that this car was filthy before that car wash. And now for an automatic car wash, this did a pretty good job. We're headed into a fun little pizza cat event. Oh, Ollie, are you driving this car? Good morning. Ohio gozaimasu.
Ohio gozaimasu. Sure, okay, I'm gonna come back up.
Be careful, there's a toy. Here's a toy.
By building a better body image and talk about it. And we just have to talk back to that voice because what it's telling you is a lie. Like, you know it's unjustified. So sometimes just telling yourself, like, what I'm feeling right now isn't justified. I work hard. I tried to do this. And if you can't think of it for yourself, be like, what would Katie say? Because I'd be like, shut the heck up, nasty boys. Like, I work hard. I try hard. I exercise plenty. My doctor says I'm only supposed to exercise X amount. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm eating what I'm supposed to eat. I'm supposed to enjoy this or whatever. If you can't do it with your voice, you can try with my voice, okay? I hope that helps.
Think of it that it's great because we can't control anybody else.
Yeah, but Grandma would be like, yeah, shut up, Nora. It was like 21 years ago.
All the tools we need to heal. And also being silly, to go back to that, is kind of the point of this. In order to get back to being a bit more childlike and getting more in touch with that child self,